Hi friends, in our time together today, I'm going to introduce another scale skill exercise. I've named this one Scale Exercise 9 in D and G. Now the sequence of numbers is really just the sequence of how I've released them. It's not a easier to harder. I'm really mixing that up some because it's important for us to mix some of that stuff up. As I play through the exercise in D and in G, I'll stand so that you can watch my fingers and see, get a better sense of what I'm doing. You know, many of the tunes we play require us to jump a number of notes at a time, and sometimes even jump between octaves. And so that's how I've crafted this particular exercise, both in D and G. So this is how it's going to go. On the D exercise, on the way up, we're going to play the scale up from the low D to the second octave D, but in between each note, we're going to bounce off of, or we're going to play the second octave D. So low D, second octave D, low E, second octave D, and you're just going to walk up that way. Then from the top, we're going to walk back down, but we're going to use the bottom D as the note that's consistent. And we're going to do the same thing on the G scale, but we're going to use the high D, high G, and the low G. So here is the scale exercise in D. All right, so that's the exercise in D. The exercise in G follows the same pattern, but we're going to begin with the G. Here's that one. Well, those are the two exercises. In some ways, they seem really easy, but there's a lot of benefit and a lot of challenge in these. First, the benefit. As you're playing a tune and you find the jump, that jump between notes might become the issue you have to work on. But if you're practicing jumps in your exercise as your practice time, then when you experience it in a tune, it's going to be easier for you. The other challenge is you're crossing octaves, like from the low G to the high G. You may need to pause notice I just had this momentary pause, and then I hit the higher G with just a slightly sharper push of air. I did that so that you could see that sometimes it's easier to do that to transition. You might want to transition in another way, but just moving from the lower octave to the higher octave note is not always a piece of cake for us. You may have to work on that. And so we're focusing on our ability to jump between octaves and to jump between notes, both on the way up and on the way down. So this is very helpful for us in dexterity, in breath pressure between octaves. That's very important for us. Muscle memory, and also when you find this in a tune, it's now not going to be the problem if you focus on this scale exercise. There are other similar patterns you could work on yourself, or I'll I'll likely introduce some more exercises with jumps in the future. But anyway, this is a great exercise to help build our skills. Again, the music and tabs will be available for you to download, and I know this will be beneficial to your skills, especially that jumping between notes so that you can make a clean transition. That's not always easy, not just for us who are beginners. This is not always easy for any player if it's not something you've practiced. So, this is great for us. You may also want to focus on your breath pressure in between the octaves and pay attention to that as you're playing. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy low D whistling.